My interior weather shifts by evening. By the time the city settles down, something in me starts believing in the quiet under all the sound. Interior weather, mine to read. No forecast for what I need. Interior weather, soft and real. The only climate I can feel. There's a warmth that builds by nightfall in the space between the thought and word. A kind of gentle inner rainfall that washes clean what I have heard. Interior weather, mine to read. No forecast for what I need. Interior weather, soft and real. The only climate I can feel. I've learned to dress for inner seasons, to carry warmth when cold arrives, to find the smallest tender reasons to keep the inner weather alive. Partly warm, chance of peace. That's the forecast tonight. Between stations is the most honest part of any journey through the city. When you're nowhere, when the trip is dark, between the destination and the pretty. Between stations, nowhere quite, just the tunnel and the light. Between stations, mine to hold, the space between the stories told. is overrated. The in-between is where it lives. The between stations, underrated, is where the honest moment gives. Still between. Still in the tunnel. The light is coming. The asphalt holds the heat of day, long after everything has cooled. I press my palm against the grey and feel the warmth the sun has pooled. Asphalt hours, warm beneath the residue of everything. Asphalt hours, city heat, the warmth beneath the tired feet. Asphalt hours, dark and white, the city breathing deep inside. There's something honest in the pavement and its refusal to forget the weight of every passing statement, every footstep, every debt. Asphalt hours, warm beneath the residue of everything. Asphalt hours, city heat, the warmth beneath the tired feet. Asphalt hours, dark and white, the city breathing deep inside. Still warm. Long after the sun is gone, the city remembers. The city finally got quiet, even the wind forgot to blow. I make my coffee, don't deny it. I'm afraid of letting go. 4 in the morning, still awake, still holding on for your own sake. 4 in the The empty roads at 3 in the morning belong to a different city, one without appointment or warning, one a little more worthy. Empty roads, mine to drive, the only time I feel alive, in the full and unobstructed sense of moving without consequence. Driven empty roads for hours just to feel them moving clear, without the weight of all the powers to fill the roads by day with fear. Empty roads meant to drive, the only time I feel alive, in the full and unobstructed sense moving without consequence. Empty roads are full of something. The roads feel it too, when there's no one on them. They breathe differently. Empty roads. The harbour has a depth that holds the ships that need to rest a while. A depth that shelters and enfolds before the next departure mile. Harbour depth, hold me still, deeper than the surface thrill. Harbour depth, safe and wide, the depth that holds from the inside. to the open. In the Harbour Depth, resting in the deep still water, ready when I'm ready. Deep enough, deep, still descending. There's a depth beneath the surface where the noise can't reach me now. I go there without purpose, without knowing why or how. Deep enough to finally rest, deep enough to feel my chest. Open up and let it go, deep enough to let things flow. I used to fear the quiet deep, the stillness underneath the sound. Now I go there just to keep the part of me that can be found. Deep enough to finally rest, deep enough to feel my chest. Open up and let it go, deep enough to let things flow. Not drowning, just descending. Not lost, just softly bending into something calm and true, into something warm and new. Deep enough, deep, still descending. There's a gravity low in the evening that pulls me toward the ground. Not falling, just receiving the weight of all around. Gravity low, pulling down into the softest part of town. Gravity low. Every window holds a light. The city hums beneath my feet, and no one ever wonders why. Something in the air tonight feels like losing, feels like right. Glass city, cold and bright. I disappear inside the light. Glass city, hold me still. I'm running on an empty wheel. My heels click soft on wet pavement. The rain erases what I felt. No map, no name, no destination. Just me and everything I've dealt. Something in the air tonight feels like losing, feels like right. Glass city, cold and bright. I disappear inside the light. Glass city, hold me still. I'm running on an empty wheel. Glass city, hold me. Glass city, hold me still. My playlist ran out an hour ago. I haven't pressed play again. Just sitting in the afterglow of where the music's been. Empty playlist, just the room, just me inside the gentle gloom. Empty playlist, silence now. I forgot that I knew how to sit with nothing, just the dark. To need no soundtrack for the heart. For the heart. The silence has its own texture, its own particular kind of weight. Not heavy, more like a gesture from the night that can wait. Empty playlist, just the room, just me inside the gentle gloom. Empty playlist, silence now. I forgot that I knew how to sit with nothing, just the dark. To need no soundtrack for the heart. The Every room I've ever known has left something in my hands, a feeling I have never shown, a thing nobody understands. Rooms I've known and rooms I've left, rooms of warmth and rooms of depth, rooms that held me through the night, rooms that taught me what was right. This room now is cold and mine. The lamplight makes it almost gold. I trace the cracks along the vine and feel less fragile, less alone. Rooms I've known and rooms I've left, rooms of warmth and rooms of depth, rooms that held me through the night, rooms that taught me what was right. A room is just a feeling, four walls and open ceiling, but somehow rooms remember each quiet night and tender. Rooms I've known, still holding, still here. Fog season comes without an announcement, just a morning softer than the last, a gradual obscuring pronouncement that winter's put in summer past. Fog season soft and gray, making everything unclear today. Fog season, hold it close, the obscured is what I love the most. I've learned to navigate the fog, not fight it or pretend it clears. It's just the season's epilogue, a softening of what appears. Fog season, soft and gray, making everything unclear today. Fog season, hold it close, the obscured is what I love the most. Everything still exists in the fog, I count the hours like loose change, spending them on nothing much, rearranging and rearranging things that don't quite add to such. Night arithmetic, soft and slow, adding up the yes and no. Night arithmetic, only mine, everything between the lines. Some nights the numbers fall in place, some nights they scatter like gold rain. I sit here in this quiet space and do the math of loss and gain. Night arithmetic, soft and slow, adding up the yes and no. Night arithmetic, only mine, everything between the lines. It never balances quite right, but something in the trying makes the some texture, a roughness in the quiet dark, a softness in the architecture, a sound between the spark. Night texture, felt not seen, everything that lives between. Night texture, rough and fine, running fingers down the line. I've started paying more attention to the way the darkness feels, its density and its intention, the silence that it seals. Night texture, felt not seen, everything that lives between. Night texture, rough and fine, running fingers down the line. Press your hand against the dark, feel the texture of the night. It's not nothing, it's quite something, if you let yourself feel right. Feel the texture, the dark has texture. I had forgotten that. The blue hour swallows everything. The streets go soft, the edges blur. I lose myself in small details, the way the evening starts to stir. Nothing needs to happen now, nothing needs to make sense. Fade into blue, fade into still. Let the night do what it will. Fade eyes on the low horizon, not the peaks that others climb. The line where earth and sky keep rising slowly in their own good time. Low horizon, mine to see everything that's going to be. Low horizon, wide and real, more than any peak could feel. Low horizon, soft and far, finding where we truly are. The summit has its drama, its achievement and its view. But the low horizon has the calmer patience of the long and true. Low horizon, mine to see everything that's going to be. Low horizon, wide and real, more than any peak could feel. Low horizon, soft and far, finding where we truly are. Keeping my eyes on the low horizon, that's where the real things are. The evening proves I still exist in the smallest of its ways. The lamp, the cup, the gentle mist of breath inside the haze. Evening proof I'm still here in every ordinary thing that's near. Evening proof, soft and real, evidence of how I feel. The indentation in the cushion where I've been sitting for an hour. Small proof against the daily rushing that I exist beyond the power. Evening proof I'm still here in every ordinary thing that's near. Evening proof, soft and real, evidence of how I feel. I don't need monuments, I just need this evening to confirm that I was here and that it mattered. Still here. Proven by the quiet. what I can't explain. Not the source, but something patient in the orbit of its pale refrain.